It's that time of year. Mainly, the end of it. Yes, New Year's is fast approaching, and with that I thought I'd do a little end-of-year wrap-up for the channel. There were some fun co-op situations this year. Stumbled through We Were Here, the friendship with 8-Bit Baka. The hardest part was definitely the chess match, and the one where we had to put pieces and pillars on a board. Instructions unclear, ate the pieces. He and I were joined by Grundle to shoot our way through Aliens Fireteam Elite. Absolutely adore that game, and the finale was insane. Rain, Alex, and I also got to interview Amanda Gardner over on our podcast XP Overdrive to talk about her latest game, Romancylvania. That game was an absolute blast, and I am so excited to replay it and fall in love with Van Helsing. My friends were so sweet and generous, gifting me some amazing games. The Violet one gave me nightmares with the Mortuary Assistant, but then made it up with Stardew Valley. Alex gave me the ABC Murders and Demonologist, which we haven't played yet, and I am in no hurry to remind him. I got sent some fun games from developers. Huge shout out to the teams behind The Chant, Warstone TD, The Lab, Sunlight Screams, Black Desert Online, and the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, Deadly Premonition 2. Hamsters on Rails, I haven't forgotten about you, I just haven't gotten to play your game yet, but I will next year. All of these games were super fun to play. The Chant was a Zen retreat Cthulhu nightmare that was so freaking good. Just the right amount of stress, puzzles, and a good plot. Warstone was a tower defense game, which isn't usually my style, but the game was really fun and really well made. I genuinely enjoyed it. The Lab was an escape room game that had me looking up the clues. I think if I wasn't so sleepy when I streamed it, I wouldn't have had to cheat quite so much, but the puzzles were really good and not unfair. Sunlight Screams. Oh, Sunlight Screams. You fill me with so much joy. Parallel the breakthrough, indeed. We beat each other's fists. Black Desert Online was an MMO, which I also don't often play, but the combat was so smooth and fun to control. And Deadly Premonition 2? I mean, I got to skateboard as FBI agent Francis York Morgan, call me York, everyone else does, so what can I say? It was great. This year I finished quite a few series, beat Mass Effect 3, and got what I consider the best ending. Not sure why everyone was so mad back in the day. It felt like a good end to the series for me, but maybe it's because I went into it so many years after the initial hype and outrage that it just adjusted my expectations. Either way, loved it. I played Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, and Dishonored 2, both of which were some fun sneaky slashy goodness. Played The Room 4, Old Sins, the latest head-scratcher puzzle game, and finally got to complete the mainline Fatal Frame games with Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, since it finally got a Western release and was an absolute gem of a game. I also revisited some old faves in BioShock 2, Infinite, and the iconic American McGee's Alice, all of which still held up. Yes, even BioShock 2, which is a good game. Off the channel, I also beat Chrono Trigger for the first time, and dang, that is a good game. Hope to get into more classics like that, maybe by throwing in some unplayed Final Fantasies I have. I did get to finish a classic RPG in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. That was a fun one, though I will say I personally thought the third act was a bit weak. It felt like it went from lots of fun side stuff and exploration to just one route of endless fighting. Finding a balance when you're wrapping up a big plot is tough, and I'm not saying it was bad, though I didn't quite find how they did it to be the most enjoyable. But hey, that is just me, and that won't stop me from playing the sequel when it drops next year. Another RPG, one I went into blind, was Omori. Oh my god, Omori. Okay, I should have realized with all the warnings how dark it was actually gonna be, but it was still so intense. I spent hours awake, stressed out, trying to figure out what I needed to do to get a good ending. Absolutely devastating, but oh man, do I recommend it to anyone who can handle it. Did quite a few shooters where you all got to see how bad I am at the pew-pews. Wolfenstein: The New Order, Metro 2033 Redux, Dead Space 2, and the pure serotonin-inducing Doom reboot. Looking forward to trying Dead Space 3 with Rain this coming year to see if it really is as bad as everyone says it is. I'd also love to check out more Doom games because yes, please give me that serotonin! Similar to serotonin, or close enough for a rough transition, let's talk horror! This year, I played through Signalis, which was such a great game. Truly, if you're a Silent Hill fan, I highly recommend this one. Also on the Silent Hill train, finished Homecoming and have been playing Ascension. When I remember. Ascension is an interesting idea, and I hope to play it more, but so far I feel like I'm lacking enough story to really care about the characters. Though, since I've barely been able to play it, I can't put that forward as a genuine criticism yet. As for Homecoming, that dev team was dealing with so many problems, and even with all the challenges they faced, I'd still say they have some good ideas, and I'd love to see it remade someday. Other horror adventures included Outlast, which basically comprised me screaming the whole time, The Evil Within 1 and 2, both of which were a grand time, though story-wise I think I preferred the first one. Hard to tell, but I definitely enjoyed them more than I thought that I would. The Beast Inside, which also got me a few times, though it is frustrating that in order to 100% it, you have to play through the entire game 4 times. I refuse to replay that mine section, but still a good game. I also played Blair Witch, and it was, well, I didn't get any glitches, as far as I recall, so, I'd say it's decently made, maybe? It did not do it for me. There were a few games that didn't seem to do it for other people, but boy did I enjoy. Obviously, I'm talking about Bullet Witch. Okay, hear me out. Was it good? No, not at all. But I would die for a remake. Absolutely 1000% please. And for a poorly reviewed game that was genuinely good, we happy few. I think a lot of people just expected it to be something else, but how can someone assume a game is going to be one thing when it's not even out yet? I think it got unfairly review bombed and was honestly a great game. For some holiday themes, I played Lust for Darkness for Valentine's Day, which very much felt like the demo to their later released Lust from Beyond. For Pride Month, I went through Tell Me Why and Gone Home, both of which were great, even if Gone Home creeped me out a bit. Giant empty houses, man. The best one-off was for National Tax Day with Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. 10 out of 10, no notes, amazing. This year, I started the Fallout series from the beginning, and I'm still working through Fallout 2. OG Fallout is an absolute blast, and 2 is shaping up to be just as good. Shout out to my bestest boy, Dogmeat! I also started my journey into the Dragon Age franchise, and I'm still running around Ferelden in DA Inquisition. As someone raised on Final Fantasy, I can't believe I only just got into the series because yes, all yes. All in all, I think I played about 42 games this year. Not bad, but I definitely plan to do more next year. Speaking of next year, here are some of my plans. I'm hoping to focus more on content and streams, updating and launching new merch, finally doing that video game to movie adaptation series, and overall giving more time to the channel. Going through my backlog, I have some DLCs and sequels to finish, including Bioshock Infinite's Burial at Sea and Outlast Whistleblower, plus Mass Effect Andromeda. Twitter was really into the idea of me playing the Tomb Raider reboots, so naturally gonna boot those up soon. Going to continue the trek through the Fallout universe with Fallout New Vegas, plus some games I played before, which are getting some 2024 sequels. Hellblade 2 is coming out, and while I never played the first one on the channel, I'm definitely a fan. As I said, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is also dropping, and I am looking forward to being another sexy, sexy vampire. So there you have it. What did you play this year? What are you looking forward to next? Have any recommendations? Let me know. And with that, Happy New Year! Shout out and thank you to all my patrons and Twitch subs. New merch is available. Use the links down below to grab yourself some swag, and more is in the works. Thank you all for watching. Bye!